Hey guys, how's it going? It's Al. We got a Thursday night football game because it's week 1 of NFL, and I am extremely excited that NFL season is finally here. So I'm going to talk to you about the single game showdown slate on DraftKings. We're going to go over a bunch of the players and talk about who's viable and who's not, and how we're going to attack this single game showdown slate this Thursday night between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Appreciate you guys being here through August. August was an outstanding month on this channel. We picked up a ton of new subscribers. You guys were so nice with the likes on those videos and in the comments section and everything else. I appreciate it, but this is where stuff gets serious. Now we've got money on the line every single week, and I can't wait for it. I'm glad to be producing this content. I'm glad that you guys are consuming it. We're going to be doing giveaways. We're going to be doing charity drives like we're doing right now. There's going to be a link down below in the description for all of it. If you want to give to the charity drive for no kid hungry, there will be a link down there. Currently on day 1 of the drive, this is a month-long drive all the way through September. Currently we have raised $1,395 on day 1. The goal is $10,000. If we reach that in a week or two, I'm going to have to pump this up a little bit and donate more myself. I am committing $5,000 of my own money to No Kid Hungry at the end of the month. That is separate from the goal that I've raised or goal that I've set for this community to raise. So thank you guys for being a part of the YouTube streams. Definitely come visit us over on Twitch. All these videos are produced live on stream at Twitch, and all the links to all my socials are down below. Just click show more on the description, and hopefully we'll see you live on Twitch, or I'll catch you on Instagram or somewhere else. But thank you guys for being a part of it. Ring that notification bell, subscribe to the channel, like the video, all the other stuff. Y'all know what to do. Let's just get right to the slate. Now, like I said, Bears and Green Bay. One good defense, one not so good defense. Best HD, thank you for the resub, man. 7 months. Everything starts with Davante Adams. The last 4 games they've played against these Bears, Aaron Jones has not done well in his career versus the Bears, but Davante Adams really has. 20 or more points in 3 of those 4 games on DraftKings, 2 touchdowns in 3 of those games. The other game he had over 100 yards receiving. If you want him in your captain spot, it's going to be costly, but he is most likely going to be the one that pays off on the Packers from a percentage expected outcome. He is the one that is going to get into the end zone with his massive red zone target share, with his humongous target percentage that he has overall on the team. Davante Adams is Aaron Rodgers' favorite target. If you're going to play him in the captain, I'm fine with that. If you are, be sure that you play Aaron Rodgers in any one of those captains lineups. Aaron Rodgers at captain, probably not the route that I'm going to go, but I could understand it. From a tournament perspective, you're going to want to have some exposure to the quarterbacks and captains, although running backs and wide receivers do tend to lead to more wins. About 71% of all the wins last year in single game showdown, a running back or a wide receiver was in that captain spot. So the most likely positions would be those two. That doesn't mean that a defense, a kicker, a tight end, or a quarterback can't win you a showdown slate or win you a tournament. If they go completely bonkers and you're getting 1.5x points for those players in your captain spot, then yes, you might win that one. But the best chance you have is with a wide receiver or running back. Aaron Rodgers is who he is. Pair him with those wide receivers if you're going to play them in your lineups. Mitch Trubisky, we saw some really big games from him last year. A couple of them made sense, like the one against Tampa Bay. A couple of them kind of came out of nowhere. The guy is a floor ceiling guy. And what I mean by that is he's got a really, really, really low floor. But he also has a really, really, really high ceiling. So massive variance here. 39 points in that game, 9 in this one. 36, 46, 31 in this game, 7.6 against Arizona, who last year did not have a good defense at all. Tampa Bay was terrible. Miami was terrible. New England went off for 36 points. He's priced at a point where he's right next to Aaron Rodgers. So for captain, he's not really somebody that I'm considering. But if I'm making lineups with Allen Robinson or Tariq Cohen, even somebody like Montgomery, or if you're going kind of off the board a little bit for a more contrarian captain with Miller or with the tight end, who we'll get to in a little bit, I understand having Trubisky in those lineups 100%, but definitely not as my captain spot. Aaron Jones, I'm not playing him at captain. There is a chance that he goes off, but this Bears defense has teeth, and they showed them last year. They're going to continue to be at that level. They're going to come back and regress a little bit, but it's still going to be one of the top 3 defenses in the league, especially on paper. Aaron Jones, probably not somebody that I'm going to want in captain this week. I'm going to focus on the receivers, or maybe David Montgomery from the Bears might be another captain spot as he's going to get rolled out. I would expect the Monsters, or the lion's share of the projected touches at running back for the Bears, to go to and through David Montgomery. He is one guy who has broken more tackles than anybody else in college the last 2 seasons. He is a good runner. He is good in the passing game. He should get the goal line work. I'm expecting 17 plus touches out of David Montgomery here in week 1 on Thursday night against Green Bay at home. If the Bears are playing with a lead, something they should probably do less this year than they did last year, but in games where they are playing with the lead, the Bears shift to a completely run-heavy sort of format. That is going to favor Montgomery. Tariq Cohen, more expensive. He's going to get his touches. He's going to be utilized. I don't think he's going to be utilized as much on the ground as he was last year. They're going to utilize him in the passing game. I am expecting sort of a James White role for Tariq Cohen, as opposed to these games where he had 9, 8, 6 carries, 7 carries. I think it's going to dip down to around, maxing out at around 5. You're going to see 2 to 5 carries for Tariq Cohen on a week in, week out basis. But I think that we're going to see probably, somewhere between 4 and 7 targets for Tariq Cohen on a week to week basis. And those are low ADOT targets. Those are highly convertible into catches. And he has game breaking ability to bust a big one pretty much anytime that they get the ball into his hands. This offense does a great job of getting it to him in space and allowing him to get the ball in spots where he can win. So Tariq Cohen, a solid enough play for me. Allen Robinson, this guy has the potential to be a beast all the time. Amazing skill set, amazing athleticism, really good size. When is it going to become predictable? Because we see the floor to ceiling, right? 34 points this week, 1.4 this week. In games where Trubisky went off last year, Tampa Bay, we saw Trubisky put up 40 points, 30 points. And in week 7, he put up 30 something points. I know that he got hurt in this game. I believe he got hurt in this game, but like 10 points, 17 points, 1.4. Trubisky tends to spread the ball out between all of his pass catchers, which doesn't help us in wanting to pay for Allen Robinson. But he has the most 2 touchdown upside of any of the Bears pass catchers. Now, Montgomery has it because of his ability on the ground. But in terms of the pass catchers, Allen Robinson has more 2 touchdown upside than Tariq Cohen, has more 2 touchdown upside than Miller, who I think is fine as long as he's playing in this game. Didn't feel any pain during Monday's practice. Great. Miller looks like he could come on in year 2, but Allen Robinson, the better bet for a 2 touchdown game. So I would lean towards him as he should be the leading target market share guy on this team. Now, the interesting part about the Bears this week, Trey Burton's up in the air. If Trey Burton does not play in this game, whether we get the news early or whether we get the news late, he is up in the air for week 1. He's $6K. DraftKings did not foresee this as a thing that was going to happen, and so the backups were not priced up, leaving somebody like Adam Shaheen, the big-bodied tight end, at 400 coins. 600 if you want him in the captain spot. If you throw him in the captain, you can pretty much fit whatever you want. I mean, you're going to have to make a couple of them. Like, I can get him. I can get him. I can get him. I can get him. I got 700-800 for the last one. I can go with Allison if I want, right? I can go with Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who did a great job getting downfield last year. A lot of gains over 20 yards. Somebody like Allison should see the slot work against Chicago, which is probably their weakest spot on that pass defense, is their slot coverage. Putting him in the captain spot, Shaheen, gives you a low ceiling. There is touchdown possibility there, but he's not going to see 6 or 8 targets. Considering what Trey Burton's role was last year, 6, 5, 7, 5, 4, 3. He wasn't a guy who was a target monster week in, week out, but Shaheen's big body, if they do get around the goal line, play action to the tight end would be in play, but don't expect more than 4, a ceiling of 5 targets for somebody like Shaheen. but Trey Burton is going to be the guy who kind of swings this slate and the ownership on it. Building a lineup with maybe somebody like Davante Adams at the captain spot. Creative Outlet, thank you very much, man, for the 10 months, 2 away from getting black status in the channel. Show him some love in the chat, guys. If I have Davante Adams, I'm going to want to pair him with Aaron Rodgers. We just talked about the best value on the slate with Adam Shaheen. That leaves us 6.1K. I probably am going to want to have Montgomery. I'm probably going to want to bring this back with somebody. That's going to leave 1.5K. I'm going to have to find a value if I want to do that. So you realize already that there's it makes it a little bit tough to go with Adams in the captain spot. If I don't go with Adams in the captain spot, if we plug somebody like Montgomery going for touches, 12.3K, that still allows me a little bit of money, right? So I can still go with Davante Adams here. That leaves me 6K total. I'm going to have to find, sorry, I have 12K total. So that's going to leave me a couple of guys that I can go with down here in this mid-range. Now, under the quarterbacks and the defenses, somebody like Taylor Gabriel, and then I have 6,100. Somebody like Williams, if you think that the backup's going to get the work. Jimmy Graham at 4.6K, and maybe we can bump somebody else. But Shaheen really opens up this slate. So that's the news that we are waiting for. That's the way that we're going to do it this week. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. I appreciate all the love so far. If you have it in you, if you can spare just $5, there will be a link to Tiltify down below in the description on how to donate to the No Kid Hungry charity drive that we're doing here on Twitch and on this YouTube channel for the month of September. The goal is to raise $10,000. The ticker is up there in the top corner of the screen. I appreciate you guys. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notifications bell, and if you could spare just one latte's worth of money, $5 donation through Tiltify would be greatly appreciated to help out somebody who's a little bit less fortunate than you. Let's make an impact on somebody's lives, on something that's bigger than you, because we are blessed to be able to play a little bit of daily fantasy and have that sort of money to be able to use it on something, those discretionary funds, to be able to use it on something as fun and frivolous as is daily fantasy football. So hopefully you guys can win this week. We'll catch you next week. Bye.